brothers and sisters, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you. And may that great divine come in our lives and protect us from ourselves, for ourselves. I do that from time to time, just to keep that around us, to keep that positive energy out there the best way we can, through the challenging times, because it's sometimes in our lives it can be crazy, and I draw that strength from our ancestors, man, those who fought hard, brother or sister, to get many of us in that great divine space that a lot of us are in. Everyone has a divine ability, as I like to say. We just got to reach inside, as so many of us great teachers and people in our family and people that are wise, things that we say and do and examples we give to show that we can conquer anything, and we can also conquer things within ourselves, because, the old saying goes, and I say many times, we can conquer that enemy within. No enemy on the outside will ever stand a chance. And I welcome those into another edition of EBX Discussion. And on my banner here, that's my mom, and that's my daughter, and that's me holding her, of course. And can't see my cousin. He's standing back off in the shadows in the garage. And that's a family event that we were at. And this was some years back on this banner, but it ties in to the title of the discussion here, which is when we do our best, we'll produce the best. And I'll say that again. When we do our best, when we give our best effort with every fiber of our body, we'll produce the best. And I mean within ourselves, we'll see it in our children. We'll do reflection on what our grandparents gave us, our parents, we have fortunate families that have had, our elders and our ancestors that, man, did everything they did to get us to a stable place. So be thankful if you are in a stable place, because it can be very challenging, especially in these times when we just, we got so many distractions just swirling around us. It can be challenging to maintain and stay aware, but stay the fight, stay the course, because there are perks to doing our best, but we got to stay with it, and stay in positive environments, especially within ourselves. Work on that environment within ourselves. I like to call it the inner environment, every way we can, way we eat, rest, less stress, no stress at all. I bring that up every now and then. Look it up. Stress has the same symptoms as a virus. So stay away from stress, do things we can have fun, get away from our busy everyday working life, brother, sister, family member, and do our best, and we'll produce the best. And some of us are experiencing this, and we see it in our children, especially in these times. It's like everything we work for, the parents out there, the mothers, the fathers, everything we work for, some of us see it in our children, and that's the best gift of the world, besides life and being connected to nature and having that divine spirit. When you comfortable and confident within thyself, which can be a tough road to get to a peaceful mind, body, and soul. It can be very tough. Then we get through the tough, then we get to the challenging, then we get to the analyzing it, then coming up with solutions and ways to make our life a little bit more easier, simpler, so to speak, but not oblivious to the things that can come and things that are around us. It's wonderful when we can get to that state. Everybody's an individual, everyone's different, but when we stay at it, as so many of us great wise ones say, things will come, not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's things we need to be ready for in the future that may come, whether it could be financially, something in our family, just whatever finances we get, save it, sit on it, don't be balling out, earn our balling. If we, maybe spend on something, some material we like, because it feels better. And wait till the right time to buy it. Don't do that spontaneous buying where we're not keep watching every dollar. And because, you got to watch every dollar these days. Real talk is pretty soon it's not going to be paper and change, as many of us speak on. Everything's going to be digital. So every dollar we got, every tangible dollar that we have, save it the best way we can, and then convert it over to whatever we have to convert it over to, but make sure we invest in something valuable. Of course, family first. I always say start with ourselves, children, family, work our way out. We can't think about what could come, but we like I said, we don't be oblivious to things that can come, but we don't let it put us in worry. Actually use that energy to get to make us be prepared. Keep ourselves right, so we won't get caught in the dark, so to speak. And as I say, I'm in this fight with all of us. Not that it's a fight, but some days it is, some days it's not. You know how it goes. Some days can be challenging, some days can be smooth, but every day can be a triumph when we study oneself, and then what we have taught oneself and learn our experiences and plow through and made it to a stable place. Then we can begin to teach it to others. It's wonderful when you get that divine connection to generals, family, children, most of all ourselves, because as I see it in my grandparents and people in my family and my mom and dad, that, just be thankful if your grandparents and you have stable people in your family that has done good and doing pretty well. Be thankful. Use that energy. Call down protection on them. Even when we in our solitude times, keep a family spirit. We got to we talk about energy, so let's take it serious. Even have positive things, even when we're away from people, because when you don't have negative thoughts and negative things, and if you do happen to have person, place, or thing around you that's negative, you take that power away from them when you don't do what they do, because everybody has a choice if they're healthy, mind, body, and soul. And just do our best. Don't look at who's better and all that, because one of my favorite things to say is no one's better, just different, and pay attention to what we need to do, things that's important, especially if we have family, children, and if we have a significant other. Those are the things that's where we start. Keep ourselves right before we throw stones at someone else, so to speak, But I wanted to read a little summary and thank those that's been riding along, commenting, and listening to music. And my son, Lord Lamont, father and son discussions. We'll be doing more of those. And matter of fact, I'm going to put him on the next list of my hip hop what ifs. I like to do those R&B what ifs. So my son, Lord Lamont, will be on the next hip hop what ifs podcast. It's going to be kind of about him and his music and what he like. And I'm going to put some of his songs on there. I probably might even play a couple of songs he and I did. And so he's on the list of one's favorite artists, my son, Lord Lamont. And he's a very intelligent young brother, as all my children, spiritually adopted and biological. It's wonderful when we can see that intelligence in our youth, especially when they're heading in the right direction through the challenges. But them challenges just shape us and make us tough, stronger, and we learn what not to do. When we just do our best, and we'll produce the best. And again, I thank those that's been riding along. Again, that's why I got this on my banner, and just remind me. It just, my mom, stayed in there through all the adversity and the naysayers and things that tried to come against her. She stayed with it, and she stands strong to this day. But my dad did what he had to do too. He had his down times, but he stayed in there. He's just at the end of the day, he was a strong black man. And may he rest in peace and in power, as well as my grandparents, anyone else in one's family that may have transitioned. May they rest in peace and in power. And that's my family and anyone's listening. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's get into this summary. We're going to have another meditative moment. I want to read why it's beneficial. Why it's deeper than just saying do our best. When we really do our best, it's like I say, it's a righteous ripple effect. You pass that on to our children, that strength from our DNA of our elders and parents, be thankful that we have that in our DNA. All right, I want to read this summary. You become less dependent on external validation. You spend less time setting expectations and more time actually doing the things that will lead us or you or we towards achieving your or our goals. When you always do your best, You will be amazed by the results. It is a program for living that progresses the more you work at it, the more we stay at it, because things aren't always easy. That's why we read and research and maybe listen to someone, whether it's in our families or it could be someone in the world or online. Just make sure we drawing that positive energy. We need it. Even those who speak, we like encouragement too. Those who speaking, because that keeps us refueled and keep our pistons firing. We got to keep those pistons firing. There are things out there that's trying to put them pistons out. As I said before, one goes out, fire it back up. See why it went out. Stay on ourselves. Stay on top of it. Be hard on ourselves. If anything, we should judge ourselves. Real talk. I punish my own self. I don't need things to punish me. I punish my own self. Keep myself in check. That's what we have to do. Because, I haven't said it in a while, but I always like to say this. What we harbor deep within is what will manifest on the outside. That universe or that positive force, God, divine, whatever you want to put on it, will pull it out, whether it's negative or positive, whatever we think about the most. And, that's what will come out eventually. And I always like to say, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So that's why we do our best. So, because we as humans, I said this before too, but we as humans, sometimes we don't know what's coming down the road. But when you stay in a positive lane, when you see the bright side of things, and you stay optimistic somehow, some way, great things come. I always had this knack for getting out of, hard situations or challenging situations. And I don't think those are coincidences. It's just, you have to be in a space to see it, feel it, and when you think back to the things you power through, that's what kind of give you the encouragement to say, if I made it through that, I can make it through this. You stay at it till you come up with a solution. As I say, you come up with the most simplest solution we could possibly come up with whatever we're dealing with. And we'll come out unscathed that way, because everything isn't going to be easy. But as I said, we do our best. We will produce the best, just got to stay at it. Things can be very, very challenging. Trust me. One knows. Been there, done that. But again, that's why a lot of us are standing tall today, because we did our best and we're doing our best. So be thankful of that. Excuse me. Yeah, got to be thankful of things like that. Be thankful for those in our family that keep guiding us and don't give up on us. Even like I say, back on the times when I didn't deserve it, my family still loved me. And it's the reason I'm standing firm today, and the building I'm living in, it's because of my family. We got to be thankful of things like that, and being alive and breathing, that good old gratitude. You never go wrong with gratitude, and just take moments and think about the great things that great divine has brought so many of us through, and, put that spirit in a lot of our families. And when we were painted into a corner and didn't know how we was going to get out of it, and we got out of it, and we're here today, and we're doing things we never thought we'd be doing. We would be doing, especially me. I never thought I'd be speaking and doing this, but through the mix of the storms and so-called challenges, as many of us, salute to my generals, ones in my family and anybody's listening, family, man, you just never know. When we stick to that great divine spirit, that whatever it is that's in us that keep us going, be thankful if you have that in you, that willpower, because it's not easy to maintain sometimes. But when we able to, of course, it takes practice to maintain a stable mind and mental health, and because it's easier said than done. But practice makes good and damn near perfect, and sometimes when we have those times where, we have challenging days or maybe challenging week or month, then we may have those months, or maybe in a year, a week or a day where things go smooth, everything goes right. And that's what we do all these things for. So we can have those beautiful moments and capture those beautiful moments within ourselves, loved ones, children, significant other, if we have one, man, even strangers that we meet and they don't be fake. That's wonderful too, because that's a rarity. And a lot of times when we're in that divine spirit, when we connected to Mama Nature, every so often, that great divine, send someone to us that's we don't know, that won't be fake. Every now and then we'll run into that. It's just unfortunate. A lot of times we run into those that act like they like you, and we know how it go. But when we doing our best and we don't pay attention to that, let those, like, I have to say it, what a great brother said, those who are toxic, and that can be high places, or it could be high status or low, it don't matter. Those who choose to be toxic, that are healthy, they bring judgment upon themselves. So we just stay at it, just do our best, even through the mix of mistakes. We all have experienced that, when we doing our best, when we got righteous at the root of our soul, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Just got to stay at it. Great things will come, and then when I say when I'm being positive, of course, we be a realist too, and be ready for things to come, like the financial, like I just said a little while ago about paper turning into digital and many other things that are going to change. Just gotta, like I say, research, read, and be in a place of awareness, and whatever we can, pass it on to our children, and I don't care, and the mothers of our children, drop jewels on them anyway, still tell them stuff, even if we're not with them, still drop jewels. And you never know, because that good old righteous in the present, we got to think about that, because one thing we all can agree on, the future is going to come. So just got to keep doing our best, and we'll produce the best, and we'll have our children, we'll pass it on to them, because the things I feel and the things a lot of us feel, what do you think, and the gifts we have and the teaching we're doing, some of us have multiple gifts, and we have these things, and some of us, we don't know where they come from, but I know where they come from. They come from the DNA of our parents. It comes from that divine, but through our parents. So be thankful that we did have grandparents and elders, and and our ancestors who did tap in to themselves. Be thankful that they did their best, and look what they produced, what you see today. So I'm talking about our righteous brothers and sisters out here, and that's whether in the world, online, in our families. We can thank our ancestors and our grandparents who fought through everything, did what they had to do to get us to the space that we are in. Just like how we speak on how we want the youth to be, and how we a lot of our righteous teachers were our wise brothers and sisters in our families. I'm talking about all over. The same things we say we want for the youth, what do you think our ancestors did? They had the same type of discussions. So, and it did produce some great brothers and sisters out here along the way. Real talk. We got to think about that. Meditate on that. Don't let the toxic person, place, or thing that's, things that's going on around us, not see the righteous brothers and sisters out here that are rising. And that's in the world, online, and in our families. They're in our families too. You got some out here that's offline, that's getting it in out here in the communities. We got to acknowledge them too. They're doing their best and producing the best. So, my mom and dad, I thank them for doing their best, and they produce the best. And that's my sister, my brother, my other brother. I got two brothers and a sister, Shahina, Marlon, and Cadius. Our elders produce the best. They did their best, and they produced the best. So be thankful if you have parents and the elders that hung in there, and sometimes we can have great grandparents and great parents, and maybe some youth go south, but if you're healthy, when you get to a space when you're aware, everyone has a choice. If you have great parents and had great parents and taught you well, and you choose to take a wrong road, and this is young brother or young sister, you might want to think about that. But some stray and some come back. It's all about choices, the environment we in, so I don't want to make it look like all great ancestors and great parents produce all good children, because some come out of good families and end up going south, which is unfortunate and sad. So, but it's in them, so I got to be a realist too. But the best is in them, because when we do our best, At some point or another, a lot of us have experienced this. We will produce the best. So thank those that came in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And that was a memorable moment that's on my banner here. That's my daughter, Naya. I was holding there. I got a daughter, Naya. I got a daughter, Andrea. I have a son, Elijah, Ethan, and Aaron. And I talk about them all the time. They will always be in my spirit. I'll never break that divine connection with one's family and children. Those I care about, those who care about me. So brothers and sisters, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, family, brother, sister, reacher, teacher, I don't care what's going on. Do our best, and we will always produce the best. Salute.